I never thought a routine morning at the office would turn into a moment that changed my children's lives. I arrived at work with my usual brisk pace, coffee in hand, files stacked under my arm, when a subtle sound stopped me mid-step. It was coming from the break room. I peeked in, expecting to see someone humming or the radio playing softly, but instead, I found our janitor, Maria, sitting cross-legged on the floor, a bucket in front of her, tapping it in a rhythm that seemed impossibly complex for such a simple instrument. My curiosity held me frozen at the door. What caught me wasn't just her rhythm, it was the way she seemed alive in it, smiling at every beat, her movements flowing naturally, almost like she was conducting an invisible orchestra. I had never noticed her beyond her uniform and cheerful greetings. I wondered if anyone else saw what I saw, until I remembered my children waiting at home. My twins, Liam and Emma, had been born deaf. They communicated through sign language, but music was a world they couldn't access, a vibrant landscape locked behind a door they couldn't open. The thought made my chest ache. Seeing Maria, though, something clicked inside me. Could this be a key? I quietly stepped back to my desk, but her rhythm followed me through the halls, echoing in my mind.
Over the next week, Ethan heard non-stop chatter from Liam about the girl he had met, the one who knew Italian but never finished learning. "Dad, she's really smart, but she's scared, I think," Liam explained while they had dinner one night. "She doesn't like talking to people. But when I said something in Italian, she answered. Like she wanted to, but didn't know if she should." Ethan listened, tired but intrigued. "Maybe she just needs a friend," he said. Liam nodded eagerly. "Can I see her again? She goes to the same center sometimes. The nanny takes her there for classes." Ethan agreed, glad his son was forming genuine connections. A few days later, at the center's library, Liam spotted Sophia again. This time she was sitting alone with her book, the same one in English and Italian. Liam sat beside her without asking, and slowly they began reading together. He would pronounce a word, and she would repeat. Sometimes she got it wrong, and anxiety would stiffen her shoulders, but Liam never laughed. Instead, he gently corrected her and said, "It's okay, I mess up too." His ease disarmed her, and slowly, Sophia began to speak more than a few words. Ethan often glanced from a distance while mopping floors, noticing how patient Liam was with her. He felt proud, but also curious about who Sophia really was. She seemed different, not just anxious but weighed down by something. Then one afternoon, Catherine arrived early to pick Sophia up. She spotted Ethan's son reading beside her daughter, both whispering Italian words and giggling. Sophia looked brighter than Catherine had seen in years. She walked over, her authoritative presence immediately stiffening the children. "Sophia, it's time to go," Catherine said, her tone firm but tired. Sophia lowered her head, clutching her book. Liam quickly stood, mumbling a polite goodbye. Catherine's sharp eyes moved to Ethan, who stood in the corner with his mop. Their gazes met briefly, hers questioning, his uncertain. She had no idea why her daughter smiled with this boy, but she couldn't ignore it. The following week, Catherine arranged for Sophia's classes at the community center to continue, but now she stayed longer to observe. She couldn't deny what she saw. Her daughter, usually silent and withdrawn, was beginning to open up with Liam. He wasn't just teaching her words, he was teaching her confidence. Catherine found herself watching Ethan too. He carried himself with humility, cleaning floors while keeping a close eye on his son. She wondered about his life, but pride kept her from asking. After a few weeks, she finally approached him. "Your son, he's good with her," she admitted quietly. Ethan wiped his hands on a rag. "He's patient. His mom used to teach languages. He got that from her." Catherine hesitated. "Sophia, her anxiety makes it hard to connect. But with your boy, she tries." Her voice cracked slightly, revealing the mother beneath the CEO. Ethan softened. Maybe it's because he doesn't expect anything from her. Just friendship. Catherine looked at him, as if trying to understand how something so simple could be so powerful. Over time, their conversations grew. Catherine began asking about Liam, about how Ethan managed alone. He didn't complain, just explained his routine, his exhaustion, but also his pride in raising a son who cared deeply. Meanwhile, Sophia and Liam grew closer. They invented games with Italian words, leaving little notes for each other in mixed languages. Sophia began to laugh more often, her anxiety loosening like a rope untied. Catherine watched in disbelief as her daughter transformed, realizing that what doctors, tutors, and expensive programs hadn't achieved was happening through the gentle persistence of a boy raised by a struggling single father.
Days turned into weeks. Maria became a fixture in our lives. She visited after school, bringing drums, plastic buckets, and even simple xylophones she had scavenged. The twins grew confident, learning to express themselves through rhythm, slapping surfaces, clapping hands, tapping pencils, even stomping feet in perfect coordination. I watched them laugh in ways I had never seen before, their faces alive with joy, their energy uncontainable. One afternoon, Maria introduced them to simple melodies by tapping different surfaces in sequence, showing them how patterns could create tunes. I realized that for the first time, Liam and Emma were composing music, not just imitating it. Maria encouraged them to create their own rhythms, to feel their own vibrations, and to tell their stories through percussion. They began experimenting, combining fast, frantic beats with slow, dramatic ones. Their tiny bodies became instruments themselves, moving in harmony with the vibrations they could feel. I felt tears prick my eyes. Something fundamental had shifted. My children were finding a voice they had never known, a language beyond spoken words.